Hey there you guys, it is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another Face Mask Friday! Today we do not have a face mask, today we have a lovely little how-to for you. So, today I'm going to be pretty much showing you how I personally, anyway, do my men's contouring. So there'll be some hints and tips throughout the video on how to achieve, contouring for the everyday man. Obviously I go a little bit full on, but you take it as far as you like, as you can tell. So stay tuned for that. Okay there, so as you can see, we've obviously started off this tutorial with pretty much a blank face. First time for everything. So we're beginning here with our primers. So I've got two on here, which is the pore primer and just a nice lightweight, or featherweight as I think they call it, primer from Revolution. Just to obviously start the base off, I focused the pore primer in the nose area just because that is where I primarily have problems with my pores, so we obviously want to just make sure that those are definitely covered, and of course just working that into the skin. Here we've got the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop 24 Hours foundation, and I'm just applying this with a beauty blender. Now this is just a cheap one from Primark. I've had this for a while now, as you can probably tell it is filthy. So we're just pretty much blending that throughout the face here, just making sure that we're getting that coverage, kind of going over a few places, but just trying to apply small amounts at a time and then blend it thoroughly through, just so that we're not getting it like caking it on, but just kind of giving that light amount of foundation. But obviously being a full coverage foundation, this is obviously a little bit thicker and more intense, I guess. Yeah, just try to cover all the areas, mainly focusing on the top half of my face, not really worrying too much about the beard area. Now we're actually jumping into actual contouring. So this right here is a contour stick. It is two bronze shades in this particular stick, and this is the fair version of this. Now as you can see, I'm just trying to feel out the cheekbone there, just to try and get an understanding of where, for my particular face, where my cheekbone starts and where it should kind of go to. So obviously, as you can tell, I do make up a fair amount, so the amounts that I put on may be a little bit more than what you may want to put on for an everyday kind of look, and in fact this is sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, could be a step that I actually do skip. And I just contour with my powder and my bronzer powder basically. So here we're actually going in with a highlighter stick, which again is from Revolution. I think majority of my makeup now is from Revolution. Surprised they don't sponsor me yet, but yeah, we're just going on all of the high points of the face and just making sure that we're getting above the contouring. And yes, here we have a nice lovely buffing brush, and we're just kind of using small circular motions just to try and buff all of that product into the skin, make sure that it's sitting rather nice. We don't want any kind of creases or anything too crazy. Now again, apply as much as your skin can handle, because the last thing you want is for this to get too full on, too intense and too cakey, because it will look a little bit crazy. So typically my makeup tends to be a little bit more on the heavier side, a little bit more on the crazy side, but obviously you can just blend it out and make it work. Gotta make it work for your skin, because we all have different skin types as well. So now we're just jumping in with some baking powder. Again, this is from Revolution. I'm just using this fluffy powder brush and just really kind of working that into the skin, setting obviously a load of it underneath my eyes. Probably put a little bit too much underneath the eyes, but hey ho. And then just, yeah, trying to lightly powder the rest of my face, making sure that, you know, that makeup just really sits in there. Now we've given it a little bit of time, not too long. You don't want to leave it for too long, because otherwise it would just go real crazy. But yeah, you can leave it for a little bit, like a few minutes or so, but then you want to just make sure you're buffing that excess out using the same powder brush. Now for the fun bit, we're jumping in with our bronzing powder using a lovely contour brush. So I just started there, as you can see, by just dabbing the colour onto the kind of points that I want to hit, and then from there using that contour brush just to buff the bronzer out. So this just allows us to kind of have a bit of control over where we're placing the colouring and, you know, the amount that we're using. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing right now. Just, you know, following exactly where we've put that original contour stick, and just, you know, setting it and giving the colour a little bit more of an oomph. Obviously this lighting does brighten everything up a fair amount, but you can still tell just how deep you can kind of make it. And of course, again, this is one of those products where you can just continually build upon it, and really kind of make it your own, make it unique. And here I'm just, you know, adding it to the nose as well, because if we're going to contour everywhere else, you've got to make sure we're contouring the nose. So just pinching the brush to give it a bit more of a straight edge and allow us to get that detail right into the bridge of the nose. So yeah, we're just going in again with a little bit more. So as I mentioned before, this is of course totally buildable, and you can make it really your own. You can kind of control the intensity of it. So I wanted to just kind of go a little bit more intense, because I want you guys at home to actually see the contour, because that is the whole point of me doing this, is for you to see it. It would be a bit pointless if it was really dulled down, like, I don't know. In my eyes it just seems a little bit silly if it was just too less. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do my men's contour. Okay there, so this is, you know, obviously the finished product, and this is my how to contour. So obviously it's a little bit dark for perhaps the everyday man, but you kind of get the idea behind it. So, you know, everyone's face shape is a bit different, and you can kind of work this to however you would prefer to do it. This is just how I naturally kind of go in with my contouring. Obviously I do not use this like on a day-to-day basis, but when I am putting in the full effort, this is pretty much the routine that I get into, that I do. So yeah, you can obviously manipulate and change this however you wish to. It's completely up to you. You know, none of this tutorial is, you know, set in stone. Obviously products and everything, this is just what I use. You can go in and use anything different and hey ho. But anyway, you guys, all of the products that I have used in today's video will be marked down below, so you can go and get them yourselves. And you know, if you want to try out doing some men's contouring or contouring in general, go ahead. Obviously women contour, but obviously I'm a man, I want to make this for men. So if you are a woman and you're watching, of course you can follow along too. There's nothing saying that you can't, but the video is of course targeted towards men's contouring. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other, you know, makeup requests or anything beauty related that you'd love to see on the channel, let me know down below, because I'm always curious and open to your suggestions. But anywho, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see each and every one of you lovely peoples in the next video. Peace out, bitches.